Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Happily Booked, the bookcast where two kindred spirits believe that the pursuit of happiness is the same thing as reading a good book and being able to talk about it. We're your hostesses, Brooke and
Back.
Loud and clear.
You can hear me.
Yay! Welcome back. I was just thinking as I was doing the little intro that I'm tired of it. I want to change it. If you have any suggestions, email me.
You've been saying that all year.
I know. I'm like, I just need to, I can literally say whatever I want. Like, why don't I just do that, you know? And while I was going, I was thinking about the videos you've been editing and how, like, the last one, episode 5, I'm, like, rocking out in the little opening clip that I think those are so cute. It's like I'm a DJ and I'm just going. It's so funny. I really like those. So that's something to look forward to. We're getting through our videos. I don't want to say slowly but surely because we are actually going pretty quickly, I think. Because it could be a lot slower.
It has been.
It has been a lot slower. I don't know if you know this. We recorded them at the beginning of the year and then stopped because we weren't being we were not able. I was not able to figure out how to do video editing for, this reason, that reason, whatever reason. And so Becky, she took the torch and she's running with it. And she's doing really well. I like them. So that's something to look forward to. And you can go up on YouTube right now, actually. And the one I'm talking about should be up tonight. But you can see what I'm talking about, how her edits, how we're so funny. We're so funny. And she's doing a great job. So I also like your outtake videos you're doing.
Thank you.
Those make me laugh. Those make me genuinely laugh. I'm like, oh, we're so funny. Does that mean I'm big-headed or like...
No.
I just think we're so funny.
We are hilarious.
We're hilarious. Top-notch comedians here. Okay. Anyway, do you have a quote? Be like Stetson and spit everywhere.
That's funny.
Well...
I could open up one of these books.
I just read something. That's funny. Let me see. I might have something on Kindle. Let's see. I'm just picking a random book on my Kindle. Okay, this is from a book I'm not currently reading. So and it's kind of short. I'll start here. Finn thinks she will too, but the wind and the rain are pummeling her and the waves are sweeping under her, threatening to wash her out. She is gripping at the rocks with frozen fingers. She doesn't know what to do, how to help them. She loves them, but she doesn't think she ought to die here because of that love. Bum, bum, bum.
Wow.
That was kind of random. That was from Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaghy, which I read a couple months ago now. I really liked that book. That was a good one. And that was the one I actually went to the Reading Through Raleigh book club with Lexi, and I had finished it while in Lexi's workplace. Like, I flew in.
That's hilarious.
I rode the Uber to her workplace, and I sat there and literally finished, like, the last hour of the book I had. And then after she got off, we went to the book club. And we both loved that book so much. It was so good. It was just so, like, moving and quiet and kind of sad, but beautifully written. Like, I really like this author in general, Charlotte McConaghy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to the book club, and they were like, okay, so of all of us who read the book, did you like it? And, like, nobody actually liked the book except me and Lexi. And I was like,
that's sad.
Not to sound rude, but y'all are wrong. Because that book was really good.
That's funny.
And of course I'm kidding. You can like whatever books you want to. And just like whatever books you want to. But I just think that author writes so well, and I was slightly offended for that book and for that author. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And then listening to why they didn't like the book, I was like, no.
That's
We
funny.
obviously have different preferences in books, and that's okay. They've actually been reading like a bunch of romances these past few months, and I was like, well, that's why I'm not participating. But I think a lot of the girls in that group enjoy romances the most, is my guess. And then that's just funny to see how, we're all different with our reading taste. So, I really like that book. That's what my random quote was from. Don't worry, Brooke saved the day.
Thank goodness.
It's a miracle I even could find something, because I don't think about this before we start recording at all. I try and do this, where I write down my stuff.
Right.
And I do okay half the time with that. And I need to put a little spot for a quote. That would save everything, I think. That would help. That would really help. Because I put the date, I put which episode this is going to be, and then I have a spot for a title, and then I put haul, which is what we're going to talk about, and then I put our finished, and then I put any notes that I need to just remember.
Right.
And then I put current, and I put next. I need to put quote. That would help, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you have any hauls?
I do.
Oh, hot diggy dog.
So, the girls and I went to a ladies' conference this weekend with our church, and it was Friday and Saturday. And on Saturday, it was over at like 1:30, 1:45, and we hung around until about 2. And then Emma had a Devo in the same area, but not until 7. So we're like, we don't want to go all the way back home, only to come all the way back up here.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. So we ate lunch, went to a park, and went to a bookstore.
Yay!
And actually, the lady from church who told me about the Emma M. Lyon series,
Mm-hmm.
told us about this bookstore. Let me see if I can remember the name of this bookstore. I think it's called Second and Charles. Okay.
And it was up where y'all were at?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Second and Charles, yes. And so we went there. Initially, I had said we probably won't go because it's off of Georgia 400, and I didn't want to get on Georgia 400.
Yeah.
But we ended up just going the back roads.
Yeah.
And just accidentally ended up there. So, when we were there was an author in the front of the store.
How funny.
And he was like, do you like cats?
Oh my gosh, Becky.
Isn't this
I'm
nice?
looking at the cover.
Isn't it nice? So the cover is actually kind of what sold me. Also, I kind of
very
felt,
nice quality.
It is.
Yeah, I like the way that feels.
And I felt like, too, that if I were an author sitting in a bookstore, I would be very appreciative if someone would purchase my book from me.
Yeah, that's like when we were in Florida and we went to that bookstore I randomly found, and we showed up and we were like, is there a wedding? But no, it was an author signing.
Right.
Oh, so fun.
And actually it's cool that the store there bought some books from him to add to their shelves.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's book 1. So I don't know how many books there are, but it's book 1. Archibald, Chesterfield, and the Whispers of the Aztec Scroll.
Sorry.
By R.A. Moak. I didn't actually ask him how to pronounce his name, but
we'll put it in the show notes for sure.
I thought he signed. Oh, he did sign it.
Look at that.
And
I bet he was so nice.
So the characters are cats.
I love the cover.
They're based on his cats.
Oh.
Like he has 4 cats at home.
Oh my gosh.
And the font is not too small.
No, it's not. It looks really good.
It's 300 something pages. Almost 400 pages.
Yeah. It was like a good medium-sized book there.
Yeah, a nice read.
Yeah.
Oh, let's read the back. Brooke does this all the time.
I
It's
do.
my
I
turn.
do it too much.
Archibald Chesterfield is a historian, not a detective. But when a priceless painting vanishes from a London museum under suspicious circumstances, Archie is drawn into a mystery far more perilous than anything he's ever studied. The theft points to whispers of the Hollywood coin, an elusive organization tied to missing artifacts, coded journals, and a history the world was never meant to uncover. With his brother Teddy, a sharp-witted civil servant, and Eddie Mason, a detective haunted by his past, Archie follows a trail from London's shadowed streets to the ruins of a lost civilization. Some truths refuse to stay hidden, and some enemies will stop at nothing to keep them buried.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so.
It sounds like an exciting cat story.
Yeah.
It's not a cat story, but like they're cats, so I love
Yes.
that. I think that's so fun. Oh no.
Oh.
I'll hold that.
My phone went in the floor.
Oh
Okay. Comedy of errors going on over here.
no. Yeah.
Okay. Then, let me put this back. I couldn't find these two, so Emma had to text me what they were. Emma picked out a few books. And it's a new and used bookstore, and you can actually go in and you can trade books, apparently.
Oh, that's cool.
So I won't be doing that. I'll only be purchasing. I will not be returning unless I just hate the book.
Right.
She got Robert Frost poems and Plato's work, Thaetetus. Okay, that's me not knowing how to pronounce Greek names. But Brooke can write that down in the
We've
show
swapped
notes.
personalities.
Then she got Journey to the Center of the Earth, which she watched
I saw that upstairs.
Yeah, she watched the original 1950s or 60s version of that with my dad. And if I remember correctly, the book is quite different. But anyway, so she got that by Jules Verne.
I've been wanting to read that.
Well, it's not too thick,
It's
as
not.
you see.
I think it's probably available for free on Kindle too.
Oh, nice.
A lot
And
of
then she
classics
got Mark Twain, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer,
Oh, nice.
which I read to my brother. Wait, maybe I read Huckleberry Finn to my brother. He had to read one of them, and I don't remember now which one I read to him.
Yeah.
I was the reader in the family. Oh, and she got Huckleberry Finn.
Look at that.
So those were the books she picked out. I think Ella might have got... Oh, no, she couldn't find what she wanted. So she has the first 3 Percy Jackson books,
Oh, okay.
but she has lost them.
Oh.
And I told her she could get the first one again, reluctantly, but she wants to get the cover that she got the first time. That's the cover she wants, and she couldn't find that cover. So, needless to say, she didn't get a book. Then the only reason I got this book is because they said they had one copy of the J.R.R. Tolkien book that I read last year,
Yeah.
Letters from Father Christmas. And it was on a shelf in the back. And this shelf is thrown together like a shelf in the library for kids. Have you ever seen how the kids' shelves
Yeah.
are? We're just throwing books in there, apparently. And
the kids are just throwing them on the ground.
yes. And it's not a big book. So I couldn't find it. They said they had one copy. There's hundreds of Christmas books back there. And I couldn't find their one copy. So I'm going to end up ordering that on Amazon probably. But I found this book while I was looking for it. It's called Emma's Christmas Wish.
Oh.
And it's by Sally Ann J. Murphy, illustrated by Carrie Phillips. And it was apparently published by Better Homes and Gardens,
Oh.
which is interesting. Lastly,
I
my
didn't know
good
they were
friend
authors.
Brooke right here
Ah.
ordered me The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix because I wanted the physical copy, and I went to the bookstore to get it, not to Second and Charles. I went to Books A Million, and they didn't have it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no. And so she ordered this for me.
So it's a good thing too, because my mom was like, I can't find it on Everand. And so I went to look on Everand, and I think they took it off.
Yeah, which is...
It's like they're
sucking.
listening and fighting us.
Right. They're going against us. Listen, Everand, we are promoting you.
We are your friends. So, yeah, I got that. So I'm glad you have it now because it's not on Everand.
No.
And then you'd have to use a holy credit if you have one and that's just too much.
Right.
Sorry if my nails scratched
No,
you. Okay.
you're fine.
That's a lovely haul. I love that.
Thank you. I finally, after years and years...
After this long journey. Yeah, Journey to the Center of the Earth. That's like one of those classics where I'm like, I think I'm going to really like it. And it's just been in the back of my mind. I have another book by Jules Verne upstairs. I think it's called The Mysterious Island.
Oh.
And I want to read that one as well. So I'm hoping I like Jules Verne specifically. Because, that'd be sad if I didn't. But
Didn't he write 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
I don't know.
I'm about to look it up.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I have read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's the only Jules Verne book I think I've read.
Did you like it?
I did like it.
That's good. That's good. I think Oh, hey, don't do that. I think I'll like his writing. I hope. I don't know. Everybody likes Journey to the Center of the Earth, so it's like
Right.
That's got to be at least accessible.
I think Emma actually has already read that book. Not this copy.
Right.
But I think she read it before she watched the movie with my dad.
Yeah.
Because I think I remember her saying, "Oh, that's not really how the book went."
Yeah.
But
same girl. I do that all the time. I'll do that with Megan. Well, it's been a long time. I haven't watched movies in general in a while. But yeah, I can't remember what it was. It must have been something like Death on the Nile or something. That I read, and then I wanted to watch, so I invited Megan to come watch it, and she wanted to watch it, so it worked out. And that didn't happen, but that didn't happen, and that kind of happened, but they did it differently.
And she's like, "Shut up, Brooke."
I know. I'm like, I'm going to do this right the entire time. I think she's okay with it, but all right. Now I've got a haul.
Yeah.
The haul that has been taking over these last several episodes. So, first, I have my copy of the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. Fun fact. Was it in the front? It was in the front. Look at that. Isn't that pretty?
Yes, it is.
In the author's note, this is what he writes. A few years ago, I wrote a book called My Best Friend's Exorcism. I've read that. About two teenage girls in Charleston, South Carolina, in 1988, at the height of the satanic panic. They became convinced, blah, 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 blah. But, Charleston, South Carolina, I know.
That was a great read, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. I was like, I'm not going through this entire author's note. But it's Charleston, South Carolina. And I didn't realize when I read My Best Friend's Exorcism that it was set, I mean, I probably did when I was reading it, of course, but like thinking back on it, that's not something I remember, that it was set in Charleston. That's where
the book club was?
No.
Oh.
But, nice try. That's where Austin's brother and his wife live.
Oh.
So.
They should be worried.
Then I know. Thank God it's not 1988 still. I went to the back because, like you said, you were like, I think I want to own that book because most of the time the author does fun things with the story or with the actual physical book. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed with how it looks fine. It's gonna be a good book, but like there's nothing really jumping out at me. But there is a map in the back.
That's cool. And
it's got a map of this, town of where the story is happening. And this is supposed to be set in the same-ish town as My Best Friend's Exorcism.
Oh.
So, that's also what he said in the author's note. Maybe I could have read a little bit more. But it says it's a map of Mount Pleasant, Charleston, South Carolina. And they live closer to Mount Pleasant, our relatives. And I just think it's funny. So I messaged her and I was like, have you read anything by Grady Hendrix? And she's like, no, I don't think so. I was like, well, I didn't realize it, but apparently these are set like where you live. So if you it might be fun, to open the map and maybe she'll recognize some of the names of the streets. So I just thought that was fun.
That is fun.
At least it has a map. No, a true crime reading list by Grady Hendrix. Hot dog. Anyway. So, that's our book club book. Send in your recordings by November 3rd. Thanks. Okay. That is that. And actually, it came early. I think yours technically came early, too.
It did. Because you said something about it maybe not getting here till today, actually.
Yeah.
And I could get it from Megan tomorrow.
But... Right. And mine wasn't supposed to get to my house until tomorrow.
Oh.
And it came 3 days ago.
Nice.
So I was like, that's crazy. 2 days ago. So all of the random books I have randomly ordered online have finally arrived. I ordered three things. Oh, this was one of them. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires was one of them, so I've already covered that. This was another one. I was watching a YouTube video of, I don't know the YouTuber's name. If I can find it, I'll add her in the show notes. But she is in the UK, and she was talking about, she does like a bunch of spooky stuff. She has like her whole thing on YouTube is like spooky books, spooky shows, spooky everything. So she reads a lot of horror, obviously. And she was saying that this was a list of the scariest books that you should read. And I was like, oh, sign me up. I want to not be able to sleep more than I already can't sleep. And so this was one of them. It is called Dark Matter, a Ghost Story by Michelle Paver. I could not find this for a while. I was looking and looking, and that makes it more intriguing. When I can't get to it easily, it makes me want to have it more.
Right.
So I found it. I ordered it through Abe Books, kind of like thrift books.
Uh-huh.
And it's because it doesn't make it. They don't make this book in the USA.
Oh.
They make it only in like UK, Canada, and then maybe somewhere else. But like it's not available in the States.
Wow.
And I'm like, why? Why? We should all be able to access all these good books. So, let's tear that off. I don't exactly know what this book is about.
Why do you sound like a goat?
I've been hanging out with the goats too much. Okay. I'm going to read the synopsis. God be with us. Okay. That wasn't part of the synopsis. Okay, here we go. Out of nowhere, for no reason, I was afraid. My skin prickled, my heart thudded in my throat. My body knew before I did that I was not alone. London, 1937. Jack is poor, lonely, and desperate to change his life. So when he's offered the chance to join an Arctic expedition, he jumps at it. Spirits are high as the ship leaves Norway, and at last they reach the remote, uninhabited bay, where they will camp for the next year. But the Arctic summer is brief. As night returns to claim the land, Jack feels a creeping unease. One by one, his companions are forced to leave. Soon Jack will see the last of the sun, the sea will freeze, and escape will be impossible. And Jack is not alone. Something walks there in the dark. And that's creepy. But I think what really sold me is that it's this really, supposedly, I guess, allegedly, in theory, a terrifying ghost story set in the Arctic cold. And like, yeah, he's like, I'm being watched. Something's watching me, and that's just really creepy. And I want to feel that same terror that he's feeling. So I'm excited to read that. I think I will read it at some point soon. I hope, God willing. I've got other things I need to read. One of them not being a spooky book for a book club, and I disagree with it. It's October, okay? It's supposed to be spooky season. Then the rest of these next 4 are from my great aunt when we were in Florida. So this is called Peggy on the Road by Virginia Hughes. And this is a Peggy Lane theater story.
That's a pretty
Isn't
cover.
it? Look at that. I'm scared it's going to fall apart. Look at that. Oh, wow. Okay. And this is the synopsis for Peggy on the Road. Professional temperament and backstage jealousy confront young Peggy Lane when she lands a bit part in the road company of the hit comedy Innocent Laughter. Elated over winning the role, the aspiring actress quickly learns that a good play does not necessarily spell success. It takes good people too. She aids in the search for a character actor to play the male lead, feeling triumphant when she locates Tom Agate, beloved but retired vaudeville, that might be wrong, vaudeville trooper, who reluctantly consents to audition. But Catherine Nelson, the prima donna who is to star in the show, throws a temper tantrum, claiming it beneath her dignity to play with a has-been comedian.
Oh.
Rude. And demanding both Peggy and Tom Agate to be thrown out of the show. The young girl, who all her life has dreamed of her professional debut, is demoralized as she realizes that theatrical rivalry can stifle the joy of creativity. But she believes in Tom, and her faith is vindicated when she unravels a theatrical mystery which explains the conduct of the arrogant star. Okay, so you're telling me Catherine Nelson killed somebody. Don't spoil it, all right? Like, but yeah, this is cute. And I thought that maybe you would like it too. So I was like, oh, you can read it, then I'll read it, or I can read it, and then you can read it, or whatever. But I just thought
This reminds me of Nancy Drew and Trixie Beldin.
Oh,
I wonder if the same publishing company did all of them.
Yeah, maybe. I shouldn't say probably. I have no idea. But yeah, maybe. We're running out of table space. In my head, when we finally, catch up and we're just doing videos.
Yes.
This stuff will actually be scooted forward on the table, so I don't have to touch it as much, and there will be a little bit more room.
Right.
Anyway, so just keep that in mind. This book seems like she did not even read it. And I think I said that recently about another book I think you did. But I don't even know what this picture is. And I know it's a drink of some sort. And I know that's the yin and yang symbol. Anyway, this is called The Barkeep by William Lashner. And this is the synopsis. Justin Chase is the perfect barkeep, tending bar as he lives his life in a state of zen serenity until Bertie Grackle, what a name, a foul-mouthed alcoholic, walks into his bar and makes a startling confession. 6 years ago, Justin's life was ripped apart when he discovered his mother's bludgeoned corpse. This is crazy. Wow. Now Justin's father is serving a life sentence, and Justin drowns his emotions in a pool of inner peace. But when Bertie claims he murdered Justin's mother for cash, Justin is hurled back to the emotions, back to the past, and most frightening of all, back to the father he tried to leave behind. Who hired Bertie Grackle to kill Justin's mother? As Justin pieces together the truth, a killing machine stalks Justin, leaving a trail of dead in his wake. Someone wants to bury the truth, and maybe Justin too. Justin had better find some answers quick, because murder is just not zen. You don't say. I can't tell if this is supposed to be a little funny or not. Because Bertie Grackle? Okay.
Well, when you read it, you'll find out.
Yeah.
If you read it.
If I read it. That's, the thought that I would maybe read these, but you never know. Let's just keep piling up the mouse pad. Next one, I actually saw this book, I think when it recently came out. This was pretty popular. And it's a large print edition. This is called The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, which I'm sure several people maybe who are listening have actually heard of because this book blew up. Twins, inseparable as children, ultimately choose to live in two very different worlds, one black and one white. How do you say that? Venise?
Sure.
Okay. I'm so sorry if I say this wrong. The Venise sisters will always be identical. But after growing up together in a small southern black community and running away at age 16, it's not just the shape of their daily lives that is different as adults. It's everything, including their racial identities. Many years later, one sister lives with her black daughter in the same southern town she once tried to escape. Across the country, the other secretly passes for white, and her white husband knows nothing of her past. Still, although separated by so many miles and just as many lies, the fates of the twins remain intertwined. What will happen when their own daughter's storylines intersect? I find that's going to be a fascinating story. You can hear it. Okay, sorry. This is another one that I thought maybe you would like just by off the cover. I just thought it looked really cool.
It does look really nice.
This is called Bright Young Dead by Jessica Fellows.
It's giving Rear Window.
Yeah. Praise for the Midford Murders series. So this is a part of a series. This book was $30. I mean, she probably got it cheaper, but yeah, she got it for $3. So
I already saw that.
That's what I'm talking about. But meet the bright young things, the rabble-rousing hedonists of the 1920s, whose treasure hunts enrapture the media, One such game takes place at the 18th birthday party of Pamela Mitford, but ends in tragedy as a cruel, charismatic Adrian Curtis is pushed to his death from the bell tower of the church neighboring the Mitford home. The police quickly identify the killer as a maid, Dulcie, but Louisa Cannon, chaperone to the Mitford girls and a former criminal herself, believes Dulcie is innocent and alongside Pamela and Nancy Mitford sets out to clear the girl's name, all while the real killer may be only steps away. So that's cool. It's in the 1920s, which I kind of, thought that by looking at it, but neat. Nice. Like it. Then this is the last one I've got to haul that I ordered online that came. So I have Everand with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And while we had messed that up, I decided I was going to download the Libby app and use my local library for some audiobooks if I could. And so one of the books I had placed a hold on and I was waiting on is The Game is Murder by Hazel Ward. And look at that cover. Isn't that cool? That looks fun, right?
Yes, I was looking at a minute ago. It looks very nice.
It's like a board game. It looks like Clue, sort of. Anyway, The Game is Murder by Hazel Ward. I started listening to the audio version, and it was like an introduction was telling me the preface. Yeah, this is... I'm going to read a little bit of it. Maybe the whole thing. It's not very long, I don't think. Warning, this is not one of those books where you can skip bits. This book requires effort, a lot of effort. If you're the sort of reader who habitually ignores the big paragraphs or skims over the descriptive bits, you might as well put this book down right now and get yourself a nice cozy crime novel instead. In here, details matter. So if we are going to do this, let's do this right. This is how it's going to be. We will give you all the information you need, everything you need to know. No holds barred. All the cards on the table. You can ask us any questions you like, except, of course, who done it. Because that would be cheating, and we don't like cheating. This book is about you. You are the detective here. It's up to you to follow the clues. And why not? Why should we have to do all the work? And it goes on a little bit more, and at the end it says, oh yeah, you'll need paper and pens or whatever. So this book, and that's what I was listening to in the audiobook. I was listening to that, and I was hold on, hold the phone. What? I have to be the detective? I need pen and paper? Well, I'm not going to listen to it. I need to actually read it. So I immediately sent that back to the library and bought this online.
That's funny.
And I got it off Thrift Books, and I thought I ordered a paperback version because I don't really care for hardcover. But that's okay. But then when you look back on the invoice that came with it from Thrift Books or something, it says hardcover. And I was like, well, I just wasn't paying attention. I was so excited. So this is one of those books where I have to write down clues and I'm supposed to figure out who killed whoever. So I thought that would be really fun. It's kind of a hefty book too. So I hope I don't get lost and bored. I hope I stay interested the whole time. So that's neat. That's fun. It's a little immersive book. And I don't actually have to haul this book. This book is just here. So that's my haul. I think there might be something on Kindle, but I'm not going to look. So there's that. Oh, there is something on the Kindle, actually. I got, we'll get into it.
Okay.
We'll get into it. Have you finished anything, Becky Boo?
I have.
Oh my gosh.
I finished Emma M. Lyon, The Unselected Journals, Volume 5.
5. Wow.
Yes. And
you're I think that's right.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
Yeah.
I could always get a Storygraph just to double check.
As long as you got good service right now. Sometimes down here it's a little slow.
I had issues with it in Peachtree Corners yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's where you shouldn't have had issues.
Exactly. Volume 5. That's the one I finished.
Good job. Did you like it?
I did like it. I'm enjoying all of the Emma M. Lyons books.
And I know you've probably already said this. Do you know how many books are in the series?
So there's 8 in this one, but the lady at church who put me onto it said she just found out that she's actually going to do 8 a year. So
that's wild.
There's 8 more to look forward to next year.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
And we don't know how long she's going to do this. Plus, she has, what's it called? Like a subscription you can get where she sends you stories.
Right.
Of the people who live in this community that are not included in the Emma M. Lyons.
Yeah.
Because that's just about Emma's life.
Right.
So she has a whole other
She must really
storyline.
like the series to have that kind of like subscription with the author.
I mean, she does not have a subscription with the author. The author just has, you can have a subscription with the author. She just said, I don't know that I want to spend X amount of money monthly on that. But there are people who would do that.
Yeah, there are people who definitely do. That's cool, though. I'm glad that y'all are enjoying it. 8 a year, though?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're not super long, but
They're
like,
not.
That's ambitious.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're very, I enjoy them a lot. So, now I'm pretty sure Everand has again stopped. Like they added 2 after I read the original ones that I read. They added either 2 or 3, and now they don't have 7 and 8 on there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm done with 6, I hope they have it at the library.
Yeah.
Or that Everand adds them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I know last time we talked about the Emma M. Lyons series. I have a hard time saying that, by the way.
Me too.
That you said that Emma might be interested in them, so y'all were maybe going to the library to look.
Yes, we just haven't made it to the library.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Have you finished anything else?
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. Cool. Neat. I have finished. Hold on. Sorry. Taking a second. 2 things. I finished Whiteout by R.S. Burnett on audiobook, and my mom recommended that to me, and like, it was very shocking. So I started it. It's about the researcher who goes to Antarctica and that's maybe why I'm so interested in that other Antarctica series or story. She goes there with 3 other people, so they only have a research team of 4, which that's not a recommended thing, but they're doing it kind of like, under the rug, trying to like figure something out to save something. But I can't think of it. But they have to do critical research though in order to save like not the world, but like it's pretty dramatic what their research is going to help. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to get it done, and so they go down there with only 4 people, and that's crazy. And so they are doing their research, and then suddenly their lead of the team gets sick, and they can't figure out what's wrong with him. Mm-hmm. And so their last chance their last opportunity where a plane will be flying in for months is scheduled to arrive, and they're like, okay, well, if he's not better by the time they get here, he's got to go back home. And they're like, okay, and then the other guy who's in charge of like security, but also like their well-being and safety, he says, okay, well, if he's leaving, like we have to leave. Like we cannot do this research trip with only 3 people. That's insane. In the wintertime in Antarctica, like it's dark, stormy, like super cold. And like that's insane. And they're like, no, we have to keep doing this. This is what he wanted. This is a big deal. We've got to do this research. So they stay. She convinces them to stay. And he leaves because he's still sick or whatever. Goes back to the UK. And then somebody else gets sick on their team. And they're like, they don't know what's wrong with him. He's like running a fever, and then he's not. And then he's hallucinating, and then he's not. And he's throwing up, and it's constantly. And they're like, we don't know what's wrong with him. So she's like, okay, well, I need to, if he stays sick, nobody's coming right now. I need to go ahead and go to this other base to get this research done, and I will come back, and then we can be done. And the first chance we can leave, we can leave. And they're like, no, don't do that. But she does it anyway. So then she's all alone at this research base, which is like, I think hundreds and hundreds of miles away from where they were. And she has like some survival gear. She's got water, some food, her snowsuit, which is not what it's called, but I can't think of. I know like snowsuit, yes, but like it's called something else. But because it's so much more intense down there.
Right.
And she's staying in like the other little base, and then something happens, and she ends up, hold on. She's alone in the base, and then she starts to get this radio transmission saying that nuclear war has broke out where they lived in their home country. And then she's not getting any response from anybody anywhere. And she's like, oh crap, I'm by myself. And we're stranded. I'm stranded. We are stranded alone in Antarctica, and there's nuclear war broke out. Like it's like a mental battle she keeps going through, and she starts to hallucinate and sees her family because she doesn't know if her family's alive. It's a very crazy ride. And then one of the security, the crew member, a part of their research team who's in charge of like their safety and security, he finds her, and she's like, oh, thank God, like, you're alive. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, if there's nuclear war over there, the three of you, hopefully, are still alive.
Right.
So you just got to get back to them. And then they have to make their journey back to the base. And then she starts noticing weird things. Some things that just don't add up. She's like, well, why'd you come here alone? You said that we shouldn't travel anywhere alone and stuff. And he like won't answer the questions. So it turns out the other guy who got sick, this might be kind of spoilery. I'm going to spoil a little bit, just a little tad bit stuff. Okay. So he ends up dying from whatever sickness had him. But she is so emotionally distraught when he finds her that he won't tell her like exactly what happened, because he wants to just get her back safe first, because she's already been hallucinating and stuff. So then it turns out that he's not a very nice guy, and he was actually sent there to prevent their research from going back.
Oh. So
she finds that out, and then it's like his whole personality changes. Like now he's just the villain. He's not like their crewmate and stuff. He's just a villain. And I thought he was written out very cartoonish. Like he was very goofy, like a goofy villain. Like the villain is just the top bad. Like he's just everything bad that you can think of. Like this is what he does, and it was a little goofy. Because it's like, okay, you're just assuming that because he's the villain in the story, this is what he would do. It's just kind of, So I was getting really irritated that they started this like cat and mouse game where it was like, okay, I've got to survive, but I've got to get away from him because he's evil. And he keeps trying to find her to then either take her back to the base or kill her. It's like a little unsure. We're a little unsure at first. It's like, which one is it? But he's so like, I've got to find her and I've got to kill her. I drag her back to the base, and she's like, I've got to escape him. But they both know that nuclear war has broke out. And in my head, why are y'all doing this? What's the point? Why are y'all like, why? Why are you now so stuck on being the bad guy and fulfilling your duties that you were sent here to do? You're not going to get paid. Everybody's dead. Nuclear war? Like, what's it? Why? Why are you still doing this? It just doesn't. In my head, I think in reality that they would just end up getting along and being like, whatever. Like, because there's no point. There's no point. So, in my head, I think that in real life, they would just go back and just live their lives until like, oh, y'all are still down there? We're still alive. We'll come get you. Okay, well then now maybe. Now you don't want your secret to get out and stuff.
Right.
But I just think that it was a little goofy with how that was written. But something then happens that saved my opinion of the story. And my mom knew that was going to happen. And so because I kept messaging her, I'm like, why are they doing this? This is so dumb. It's like if you realize you're trapped on an abandoned island with nobody knows where you're at. Nobody's coming to get you. Who cares if you were a bank robber who stole millions and this is a little extreme, but like murdered these people? That doesn't matter now.
Right.
It doesn't, I don't know. That might sound stupid to other people, but I thought that it was so dumb how they were acting. But then it does get fixed my opinion got fixed, and I was actually very impressed with how it ended, and I gave it 5 stars.
Well, good.
So I went on a journey with that one. Then, so I do suggest that. I recommend Whiteout by R.S. Burnett. And also, I recommend Whiteout by Ken Follett, because I like that one. And she said, have you read Whiteout by R.S. Burnett? And I was like, no, I've read Whiteout by Ken Follett. And she was like, oh, okay, well, and she, told me that I would probably like it. And I was like, well, I'll read your Whiteout if you read my Whiteout. Which I don't think she's read the one I read yet. But
shameful.
I know, can't believe it. Then I finished Safe and Sound by Laura McHugh, which is so funny. Oop. Let's bring the mouse back up. Look at that. Safe and Sound by Laura McHugh. Nobody else can see this, but I thought it was so funny. I just finished this book like 2 nights ago.
Oh.
And I was going through doing the show notes for the video that we recorded in February, and I hauled it. This was a haul. And I was like, oh, look at me. We're coming full circle.
That's pretty cool.
That's funny. I was watching and it popped up and I was like, oh my gosh, I just finished that book. I really liked it. It's a thriller suspense story about 2 girls who are being babysat by their older cousin in the middle of the night. And suddenly the next morning, when the mom comes home, she is missing, the older cousin, and there's blood on the walls, blood everywhere. Nobody knows what happened to her. Nobody's ever been found, blah blah blah. But 6 years later is where the story takes place. And so they're older. There's not a huge age gap there. They are so ready to leave this town, and their cousin wanted to leave this town so bad. Like, it's just, I guess, a small town, but it doesn't have a great reputation. The job opportunities are not great job opportunities, or not one that you would necessarily want your daughter doing, and things like that. And so they're like, we got to get out of this town as soon as we can. And that's what their cousin wanted. And so in their hearts and minds, they're like, if she left and was alive, she wouldn't have abandoned us. She would have told us. And then somewhere else in the town, some bones are found.
Oh.
And so they're like, okay, well, is it our cousin? Who is it? And it takes off from there, and they're like, they start to get kind of obsessed with trying to figure out what happened to their cousin. At the same time, they're also trying to save up money to leave. Mm-hmm. And other clues pop up, other little instances where this character suddenly acts a little funny in regards to them mentioning their cousin. And why is that, So it just takes off from there, and they're trying to figure out what happened, and it was pretty good. I liked it. I ended up giving it 5 stars, and I actually told Katie that she should read it. And she was like, oh, what was your official rating? And I said, well, honestly, I gave it 5 stars, but I think I may have been slightly generous, but definitely a good 4-star book. I think it was still good. But then at the same time, it's like, well, if that's how I felt right when I finished it,
right,
that should be the rating. So I'm sticking with 5. It was good. It was entertaining. It was decently written. Yeah, seems like a terrible town to grow up in. I wouldn't have liked it either. Like, the way they just talked about everything, and like their mom never ever goes to the store to fill up their fridge. Like, they never have food. And some of the characters in the town are nice people, but a lot of them are not nice people. It's just like, sounds awful. Mm-hmm. Sounds like an awful time. I will say though, there was a really hard part to read in that book, and so, like, if you have any sensitivities when it comes to, like, certain trigger warnings, you need to, like, look it up, because when it happened, like, I knew it was going to happen, but I was like, I realized I was, like, biting my finger to just get through it, because I was like, this is kind of terrible. So, just think about that. But it was a good story, and I liked how it ended, but it almost felt rushed. Like, I feel like once the reveal, I guess, the twist happened, it's like, okay, book's done. Close it. And I'm like, you could have elaborated just a little bit more, like, where did everybody end up? I would have liked to have known. And I'm wondering if she has a sequel to it, but she's got a couple other books, and I'm like, okay, I might be interested in reading something else by that author. So it was pretty good. I liked it. And yeah, I thought it was funny that the last video so far that I've been looking at the show or writing the show notes for, it popped up and I was like, oh, crazy. Crazy. So what are you currently reading, Becky Boo? You like your nickname?
Just the Emma M. Lyons, volume 5.
Yeah, 6.
6.
Yep.
Yeah, volume 6.
Yeah. So, when do you think you'll start that? The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires.
Probably today.
Okay.
Because it's going to take me a long time to physically read something.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, you haven't really done that in a while, right?
No. And it's just finding time to sit down and read it.
Yeah. That's what
I'll probably take it to work with me.
Yeah. And I always found that 30 minutes just wasn't enough.
It's not.
But an hour would have been too much.
You don't even actually get 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you have to wait in line to get your food. You have to go to the bathroom. You have to go get your food.
You have to go find somewhere to sit down.
Yeah.
You have to then eat your food.
Which you only now have 15 minutes to do.
Ridiculous. Yeah. That's what I've been struggling with lately. Like, the only time I realize I've been having to actually physically read something, or really read in general, whether it's audiobook and crocheting or like physically reading a book, it's like once everybody's asleep in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but then I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to like stay up so late because it's making me so tired and grumpy. And I don't want to be grumpy. I'm not nice when I'm grumpy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a little difficult. Which I'm glad the book club me and my mom are in for this book, By Any Other Name, by Jodi Picoult. Like, they purchased the book for us, which is great. Very nice, very convenient. And, but I'm like, well, I haven't had the time to really sit down and start it.
Right.
And that's kind of my own fault. I've known about this book for a while, but I've been wanting to read like thriller books or horror books because, again, I think in October, if that stuff is stuff you like, that is not what I wanted to say. If something like that is what you like, then, it's more fun because it's supposed to be spooky season.
Right.
So I've had to like really force myself to like, okay, finish this thriller book you're reading, Safe and Sound by Laura McHugh. Don't think about all the other horror books you'd like to read. Just read this book instead. So I started this last night, but I did not open this physical copy. I purchased it on Kindle for like $2.99. It was on sale, and I was like, well, I may as well get it because I'm about to go out of town anyway. So I bought it, and I started it on Kindle last night. I only read the first chapter. It seemed pretty interesting, though. It seemed really well written. It kind of like grasped my interest pretty quickly. So, granted, it was only the first chapter, but I think I'll like it.
Listen, you can get lost after the first chapter.
Yeah.
You can just be done with it after the first chapter.
It's true.
That's good that you're already hooked.
Yeah. The first chapter. So, okay. I'm going to read the synopsis real quick. I know I've already done this before, but I'm going to do it again. Melina Green has just written a play inspired by the life of her ancestor Emilia Bassano. Aware that female playwrights face an uphill battle to get their work produced, Melina's best friend submits the play to a contest under a male pseudonym. In 1581, young Emilio Bassano is being raised by Elizabethan aristocrats. Her education has sharpened her gift for storytelling, but like most women of her day, she has no outlet for her creativity. Forced to become a mistress to the Lord Chamberlain, who oversees theater productions in England, she begins to form a plan to secretly bring a play of her own to the stage. She will pay an actor named William Shakespeare to front her work. Told in intertwining timelines, By Any Other Name is a sweeping tale of ambition, courage, and desire about two women who are determined to create something beautiful despite the prejudices they face. Should a writer do whatever it takes to see her story live on, even if it requires erasing herself from history? So, I think I was a little confused. I don't know. I read the first chapter, and it opened up with Melina Green in 2014. So, she was inspired and encouraged by her professor, who she's doing a thesis with, to submit a play for a competition. So she does it. There's only 3 plays in this competition. One is her story that's very like personal and emotional and upsetting. And then there's one about like Marvel superheroes, but like rethought of a little bit. And then there's another one that I can't think of. But like you open the story and you're like, okay, her play should win. Once you know what they're all about, like in your head, like obviously her play should win. Her play does not win. And she thinks it's because she's the only girl who submitted a play. And then before that, though, she had found out that she was related to Emilia Bassano, who was a poet back in 1980s. I'm sorry, 1580s. Definitely different. And so she then becomes inspired to write a play about Emilia. And I think she's writing the play about Emilia submitting a play under the name William Shakespeare.
Ah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I think I was confused about what the book was about, but now that I've read the first chapter, that makes sense. And I still think it's going to be an interesting story. In fact, I think it's probably going to be more interesting. But, so it's a play that she has written is about the pseudonym, not actual slice of life with Emilia, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my head how I'm trying to say it. So, Becky got it. If anybody else didn't, I'm sorry. But, so I thought that was very interesting. I had it a little mixed up originally before I started the book, but now I'm on board. Now I get it. Now I'm there. So, I started that last night. I'm also listening to an audiobook called Listen for the Lie by somebody. Oh, drats. I can't think of their name. I will put it in the show notes. It's on Libby, and I just don't feel like looking. But it's a neat story about someone who grows up in this town, and I think their best friend at the time was murdered, and she was blamed for it. And, like, there's, yeah. Listen for the Lies by Amy Tintera. So she was blamed for it, but there was apparently, I guess, no real evidence to lock her away, but she doesn't remember what happened. She remembers, like, that they were best friends, but they got into altercations sometimes. But she has no memory of what happened with her best friend. And so people are like, well, did you kill her? And she's like, I don't know. I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure I would not have. But I can't tell you the truth because I don't remember.
Oh.
So it's like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Like, if you don't say that. That makes you look a little guilty. And so she lives her life as an adult and with this thing hanging in the background of her past. And at the same time, a true crime podcast has brought this cold case back up. And so they have brought her name back into it. And she has rejected any interviews with this podcaster because he's like, okay, look, if you want to be like, I'm going to be talking about you and I'm going to be talking about this cold case. Like, if you want your opportunity to say your side of the story, here it is. And she like ignores him. So he's like, all right, well, I'm still going through with the episode. And so she ignores him. And so the podcast in the story is called Listen for the Lie. And it's really neat. If you end up reading this book at all, like, definitely do the audio version because it's pretty cool. Like, they're intertwining. They're alternating chapters where you're in the girl's perspective, the best friend who doesn't remember what happened to her friend years ago, and then you are listening to a podcast, like listening to a true crime podcast. And it's just really neat because, like, the music plays and then he does an introduction and he starts talking. But it's neat. So if you like podcasts in general, you'd probably really enjoy the layout of the story. I had to not prioritize it at all because I was getting that thriller and Safe and Sound confused, which is something I don't normally overlap genres like that because I know I'll get them mixed up. So I was like, well, we'll come back to the audiobook. I'm going to finish the Kindle book because I need to start the book club book. Priorities. So I'm not too far into Listen for the Lie, but I'm enjoying it. And I think you will too. So give it a listen. I'm listening to it on the library app. It was not on Everand within your membership, unfortunately. I also, though, because I'm listening to it through the library app, I don't know how long I actually have with it. I need to look because I might have already wasted like one of my 2 weeks, with it. So, oh well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And then when I'm done with By Any Other Name by Jodi Picoult, I need to start our book club book, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires.
Which I went back to Everand. It is on there still.
It's on
It's
there.
a dramatized adaptation, but it is on there, and I have it marked. So.
Okay, I couldn't get it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think my mom has done the upgrade with it, because only these two were coming up when I looked it up, is How to Sell a Haunted House and the Final Girls Support Group. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it was on here. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with ours, but okay, good to know. Thank you, Rebecca.
You're welcome, Brooke.
Okay, well, that's all I've got in regards to book hauls, what I finished, what I'm currently reading, all the things. There we go.
That's all I have.
Woo! Well, I can't wait to read our book club book. I hope I like it. I had a dream that I had started it. And in the dream, like, we were in the story. And, dreams are weird. Like, they just they do whatever they want. And I think I have not read this at all.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what's going to happen. But in the dream, I was like, I made up a story that we were, like, the story is, it was like a small town with a bunch of, like, tight-knit people, but they were all kind of, like, posh Southern, uptight, uppity Southern people. And it's like we were new to the town, but they did not like us. And I know that I
can understand that.
I don't get it. I just
because they're rich and we're not.
Yeah,
and I definitely would not fit in with that upper class.
Cannot relate. Like, they were like all about how they're viewed and stuff by their neighbors and stuff. Like, that's very important. And in my head, I'm like, no, you're just slapping the name of the book on in this dream because I have no idea what's happening. That doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there.
That's funny.
What else did I dream about? I told you before we started recording
that one of our copies was large print and you really wanted it.
Yeah, and because for some reason in the dream, one was large print and one was the normal copy that we have. And I liked the cover of the large print one more. And I was trying to think of a way to convince you to let me have it. I don't know why. Because I remember I woke up and I was thinking, that wasn't real, was it? You have dreams sometimes where it's like, that could have been real.
Yes.
And I've actually messaged Austin before where I'm like, did you tell me this or did I dream this? And then he'll say either I told you or no, you dreamt that.
That's funny.
Anyway.
All you would have to do is ask Brooke.
Yeah. Because it didn't even cross my mind until you were like, oh, did Megan bring my book? And I had to go back upstairs. So I went and got it. And it popped into my head that I dreamt that. I dreamt that. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Dreams, that doesn't matter. I might edit that out. I probably won't. I don't know.
You should leave some of it in.
I'll probably leave it in.
It's fun.
Oh, also, this is just some behind the scenes. I told you that I think I can get all of our episodes from Buzzsprout onto YouTube through like whatever they do, the magic that they do. And but I had to confirm my ID, but I had to get a new ID, so I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work. I had tried with my technically expired ID. It did not work. But now I have my new ID. Okay. So I'm going to try again.
Okay.
And so, with that being said, everybody, now it's your turn. Now I'm looking at the screen. You might be able to hear us on YouTube as well as then watch our videos, because I think that would be really good for people who are just coming in to watch videos for the first time. They've never watched or listened to us before. Well, then they can go and find our podcast on YouTube and listen. So if they want to. They don't have to, obviously. But, like, if you want to be caught up.
Yeah.
So.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was neat. I didn't know that the YouTube had a podcast section. Because we haven't been submitting to YouTube. I didn't realize that they had a thing. So, anyway. Yeah. Think about that.
That's really cool.
Look into that. Not look into that. Be on the lookout for that.
And also, we talked about this, which you might find interesting if she does it. I don't even know if she's going to do it. But that she could take the audio from the videos that she has on a little thumb drive, and she could pull the audio and upload it through, is it Audacity that we use? Or
yes.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And submit the audio from the videos that we are doing to Spotify, Pandora, and all of that.
Right.
To catch up for the year that you guys have missed because we didn't get the audio or the video up in time. So, but if she does that, she's going to wait until the end of the year once we get caught up with everything, because that's just another level of things for her to have to do. So, but possibly we'll be getting everyone caught up on the audio end with what we recorded at the beginning of the year, as well as having it on YouTube. So that's kind of cool if you also take the old audio and put it on YouTube.
Right.
So then we'll be in both places like 100%. And that would be really cool.
Yeah. Because in my head, that's like, it's like when you read physically a book, but then you have to find the sequel to it somewhere. Right. Because you can't have it physically, but you don't want to buy it on Kindle, but it's not on your Libby app. It's just... Anyway, in my head, that analogy made sense.
It makes sense. So anyway, be looking for that possibly at the end of the year. And we hope that you guys are enjoying everything that we're putting out. We're enjoying reading and still like getting together and talking. Yeah. And it's fun to know that we're sharing it with people. And like I said, I hope you're enjoying it. She does have episode 5 to put up, and also a special episode. It's only like 3 or 4 minutes long. And so that means that I really have to get going on episode 6 and 7 so that she has something to put up when those are up, or when those are done. So she said I have 13 total to get edited and put up, so be looking forward to having 13 videos. And we're going to record a special video today, but I forgot a prop, so we will hopefully record another special episode next week. So if I get caught up, there will be more episodes than just 13.
Oh, also, I'm sorry.
That's okay. They're going to be so happy to hear all this info.
This was something I was going to mention to you afterwards, but I was like, may as well say it on here. Somebody who started watching us on YouTube, her name is Rachel. I don't know her last name. And even if I did, she might not want me to say it. But she emailed us. I know I had told you that. Comment. Yeah. And she had given us an idea for a video. Oh. So I had told her, well, once we're caught up, that then we will incorporate her video, because she told me the idea, and it's just a funny video. Yeah. And I thought, oh, well, this would be a good idea to have extra content. Like, that would just be fun. Like how we like to sometimes do like book tags or whatever. So it's just kind of like in that same realm. It's just a funny challenge. And just to try and describe it off the top of my head without reading her email, it's where we read a list of questions, and I'm wondering how bookish they are, or if we can find a bookish version, because that's like kind of the whole point. Not just random questions, but we could also do random questions. Who knows? But like, I would ask you questions, but I would hold your nose. Oh. And you would try to
answer with my nose held.
You would try to answer with your nose held, and so on and so forth, back and forth.
That's funny.
And it just seemed really funny. So I was like, that's actually a really good idea. And I told her that when we're caught up with videos, we will think about that.
Oh, yeah. We love that.
So
we have a first, like, a suggestion from a listener. This is really
Yeah.
awesome. I love
So
that.
I told her, I was like, and I will try to remember to email you back so that you can be on the lookout for it. And that when we record it, I'll mention that it was her idea.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, and I said, if you have any other funny ideas, please feel free to send them. But, so I think that's really funny.
We don't even have to honestly get caught up to do that. We could maybe do that next week.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because we're
that's
doing
true.
those extra the
Yeah.
Galactic Getaway episodes.
Yeah.
We can just do hers.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So, anyway.
That'll be fun. Thank you, Rachel.
Behind the scenes. So I don't know if she listens, but she had watched. So if you do listen, I put it in our show notes that we are on Spotify and everything, Apple Podcasts, which actually Apple Podcast has the most reach so far with our just audio.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Episodes. And of course I'm sure we say it in the videos, but maybe we don't. But, you know, maybe she would enjoy it if she listened to. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, behind the scenes meeting over. Sorry.
Well, and this is kind of behind the scenes, but I mean, it's just something for you to keep your eyes and ears open for. We are still working on getting things on Patreon so that you guys can sign up for Patreon if you want to do something extra with us. And if you want to just throw money around and you don't necessarily want to throw it at us, Beth Brower does have that subscription I was talking about where you can read more about, I think the name of the place is St. Crispian's. It's like a suburb of London or something like that. And the villagers are really interesting characters. So if you're interested in doing something like that, she does have those. But also, I'm not sure. I haven't seen any TikToks from Tracy yet, but I know that she's...
No, I haven't sent her the information yet.
Oh.
She said, before you go on vacation, send me the information.
Yes, please.
So I need
because
to do that.
I have a coworker who is on TikTok and she has more than 3,000 followers now.
Yeah.
And I know that would generate listeners and viewers, and she makes money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we could, if we got 1,000 viewers on TikTok, then we could open a shop and have that affiliate marketing with Amazon again, where they could buy books that we talk about on the podcast. So be watching out for TikToks. They're coming, hopefully soon. And so let's see, that's Patreon and TikTok and YouTube and Spotify and Apple iTunes. We're going places. So, and of course, we wouldn't be able to do all of this if it wasn't for the Sideways Sheriff. So I want to give a shout out to him, and y'all check him out. He's on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. And I want to thank Miss Tracy because she's taking over the TikTok account to really help us get those views and get those listeners. So thank you for that, and for the merchandise that you've been working on. We so appreciate it. So that at any point that we become famous and people want to buy stuff from us, she's the one who does that. And so thank you for putting in time and effort for us. I know you do it because Brooke's your girl. But I'm so thankful that you do it. And thank you to all of our listeners. It is wonderful to know that there are so many kindred spirits in the world. And keep listening, keep supporting us. We love you. Thank you so much. Until next time, stay happily booked.